Well, I'm out ammo testing the M&P10 today. I do have the 16-inch barrel version versus the 18-inch. $769 on sale at Sportsman's versus $1,200 or $1,300 for the 18-inch. And I figure I can always buy a new barrel if I need to, but keeping this for a battle rifle, I figured 16 inches would be just fine. So I'm out testing ammo today. Kind of got my setup behind me. I'll show you. The chronograph. First time I've ever used this. Very difficult to understand the directions. However, it's working now. So this is the rifle. I am using an actual Smith & Wesson flash hider on here. Just a cheap bipod off of Amazon for now. This is a BCM vertical grip, Midwest Industries 15-inch handguard. I've got off-sight, the Magpul metal sights on here. I've had them just kind of lying around. I threw them on this rifle. I don't know if they're going to stay on this rifle or not, but it's working for now. I've yet to zero with those. I do have a Radian charging handle, ambidextrous, and then the Magpul stock. I forget what this guy's called. Good cheek weld though. I'm also using the Primary Arms 4-14 scope. I've yet to even touch the dials. I really dislike the illumination and the drop reticle. I'm going to basically be testing the rest of this ammo today to see if one will work with the reticle. I've got to do a little more research and find out what this was calibrated for, or what the reticle was calibrated for, but I probably will be using 150 grain in this type setup. Just a light shooter. See what I can get out of those loads. So with Fusion Winchester, I mean, you can see everything that I've got here. I just try to get as many different kinds of 150 grain as I could, and I am just chronographing 5-shot groups to get the mean of what this rifle is capable of. And then I've got some other stuff that I've been kind of starting to stockpile for an upcoming bolt action rifle that I'm looking at. Currently looking at the Bergara BMP in 20-inch for $308, or the Predator by, oh god damn it, Savage 110 Predator. Looks like it's got a pretty good bedded stock on there. Lots of different comb and length of pull adjustments. Heavy barrel, 24-inch barrel for a 308 in 110 twist is pretty rare. I've been looking around a lot for a certain combination of 5R rifling, heavy barrel, longer than 20 inches, 1 in 10 twist. There's several things that I've been looking for, and it's hard to find them all in one package, and I did find it with the Savage 110. I don't like that it's not magazine compatible with the PMags, because that's what this uses, and the BMP from Bergara will also have magazine compatibility, but fuck it for a rifle. Now the BMP is about $1,400. My guy said he could probably get it down to $1,250 or so at the local shop, and the 110 Predator is about $650 or so on Grab-A-Gun right now. I do try to give my local guys as much business as I can. If I pay the extra $50 to keep it local, hey, that's the American way, I want to keep the money here. That's also the American way to do the internet, but I try to keep the money in my community if I can. So those are my two rifles I'm looking at, using some of these options for going forward. There's obviously a million more options. These are just basic, inexpensive factory loads. Obviously, you can get into the Nosler partitions and the real long-range hunting bullets, AccuBond, that kind of stuff. That's videos to come. So at this point, all these rounds, I've tested 5 of the 7 of these guys, and I've yet to test these 7. But it looks like My average is still, I don't know, 2450 or so for across the board. 168, 165, 168, 180. 2450 or so is about the average. So I'm just gonna keep shooting them. This way I can go home tonight and put them into a ballistics calculator and see what kind of terminal velocity I'm getting, which at the end of the day, that's kind of the most important thing that I'm looking for, is terminal velocity. You know, all these factors go into how hard is it gonna hit at range? You know, how hard is it gonna hit at 500, 600, 700, 800? I would consider the end of the 308's range. You say you can get out to 1,000. People say you can get out to 1,000. I haven't shot anything past 300. I live in Nevada, and really looking forward to getting into that stuff. But for right now, M&P10. It is a great little rifle, 16-inch barrel, compact, save me some weight. I'm loving this primary arms optic on here. You know, I know it's not some battle-tested Night Force blah blah blah, but for first focal plane, ACSS reticle, it's going to give me all the performance I need for this type of a rifle. I mean, I'm not planning on shooting this thing out past 500 anyway. And then, you know, I don't even think this would have the ballistics to take anything decent past 3, 4, 500 anyway. So, bolt action to come. Thanks for watching. Later.